I'll be honest with you, this story should be a Halls of Injustice thing. It should be two people named and shamed, but until they are sentenced for a certain level of animal cruelty that I find to be on a level I cannot truly quantify without losing my temper. One has to respect the process until they may or may not be sentenced. I was sent this article recently and it bugs me to no end. I earlier said animal cruelty. Yes. Newark police have had to arrest 2 people so far in an ongoing investigation after a passerby noticed a dog in the river. Something I didn't know people would actually do was that they would emulate the infamous gangster method of putting concrete boots onto someone and dumping them. In this case, they attached a very large stone to the end of a dog's lead and put the dog in the River Trent. This on the screen is the rather beautiful looking dog in question. I fully hope that dog finds a loving home and is given the quality of life every pet deserves. If you cannot look after a pet for whatever reason you say, find them a new home or give them to a sanctuary. It is not complex. So far, a 31-year-old woman and a 32-year-old man have both been arrested on suspicion of animal cruelty offences. The dog is a Belgian shepherd called Bella. I will say this, the passerby deserves a medal, genuinely. And the passerby in question dragged that dog to safety near Long Lane, Farden, in the early hours of January the 6th, where upon removing the dog from the river, noticed the large rock inside a carrier bag. This is the rock they found. Right. Deep breaths, everyone. On a Facebook post, PC Adam Pace of the Newark Police said, "We are glad to say Bella is safe and warm and on the mend thanks to the quick actions from a member of the public, a quick response from my colleague and to all the staff at the vets. It is truly astonishing to me the length some will go to remove something from their life, going so far as to end the life of another being because they believe whatever reason they want. Until more information comes out, I won't know for sure whether or not this animal has suffered at the hands of those who have been arrested already. There are rules in the United Kingdom when it comes to dogs. Most, if not all, are chipped, with an identifying marker in the back of their neck, so we know who the animal belongs to. If the animal was not chipped, then it becomes more complex. If the animal was chipped, then we find the original owners the dog is registered to and wreak a little havoc. As a warning to those who are in this position, I want to make this point quite clear. If you can barely afford to look after yourself, it's probably best you don't have a pet. If you can afford to look after yourself and you have a pet, but you can't be bothered to look after that pet, we need to have a very serious discussion about your priorities. Simply being able to afford to look after a pet is one of many obstacles people face when they have a pet. Ensuring that pet, that animal that trusts you and unconditionally loves you, gets all the attention it deserves, needs, is a rather interesting balance, and it is only right that you cannot commit to that the animal is no longer in your life. That does not mean, though, you go and introduce them to the fishes upstream. It does not mean you dump them in a woodland. It does not mean you dump them at all. It means you find them a better home. It means you find them a place where they will be safe. If you think it is okay to beat an animal, torture, maim, harm, or seek to end their life, you are a lesser being to that pet. You are not worthy of the title of human, and you are unfit to be allowed anywhere near an animal ever. If the 2 people who have been arrested are charged, convicted, and sentenced for animal cruelty charges, they need to be blackballed for the rest of their life. And as far as I'm concerned, and I stand by this, if you seek to end the life of an animal in such a way, the sentence is life. That might not be an opinion many agree with, but it is one I tend to believe fair. To finish up with a bit of an update to this story, I'm not going to show the picture of Jane Harper pulling, and that is the name of the lady, along with her friend Joanna Bellamy, because there is a picture of the dog as the dog had been removed from the river, and it's not an image I like to see, and it's certainly not one I'm going to share. It is in an article I've linked down below. In an update to this, the RSPCA in Radcliffe-on-Trent have taken control of this dog and will take her through the next stages of her recovery. There was, because the centre launched it, a fundraiser after requests had poured in from members of public wanting to help to go towards ongoing care for this particular animal and other animals in need. The target was set at £1,000, but within the space of 24 hours that target was smashed to £2,600, with the page reading, "Thank you to the many people that have expressed their kindness and good wishes for Bella's recovery. Radcliffe's Animal Centre will now take over Bella's veterinary care and support her through the next stages of her recovery in her foster home. Huge thanks to the amazing lady who rescued her, Nottingham Police and the vets who provided her with emergency treatment." It should be noted, as I just checked, that the fundraiser has now almost raised £5,000, which is absolutely fantastic. I hope those that harmed Bella are brought to justice, because I have a nice little ISO cube with their names on. Plural if plural, singular of course if only singular. And while I'm not going to read it on air, this is a little poem they wrote as a support for Bella. As far as I'm concerned, if the dog makes a full recovery and is given a loving new home, then that's all that matters. If those who caused harm to that rather beautiful dog are not brought to justice, then I'm going to be quite disappointed, because that cell really does need filling with one, maybe more, animal abusers. I might make it so small they can't lay down to sleep. Now, I would love to know what you think about this particular story. I've linked everything you need to know if you need more information in the description below. There is a new video on Moisky Live, and I will be streaming over on Twitch at 8:30 PM GMT. So I hope you'll have a fantastic Monday, and thank you all for listening.